I've been living in Pittsburgh for the past few years, and it's a good location for me. They call it the City of the Bridges or City of Three Rivers, and one of my favorite places to be actually is just sitting back and watching the river. Whenever I'm stressed out, I just go down and watch it flow right past me. And one of my favorite places to go is Point State Park. It's this really old historic park from the French and Indian War or the 7 Years' War or whatever you want to call it depending on where you live. But I noticed something different. I didn't notice it until I got to the fountain. The fountain is one of my places that I always go to when I'm stressed out, specifically the fountain. I love watching the water reach up towards the sky and contemplating how pointless it is to have water that's just reaching up towards the sky when it doesn't serve any purpose. Noticing how it's actually relatively clean water and how most people don't get relatively clean water in the world and they die of dehydration every year. And how that kind of sucks, but then I have to question why I enjoy water so much. It's not because I like to drink it, it's because I like watching it. The quest for beauty is one of the great human endeavors, so maybe we do use things that are so essential to us to make it. Maybe we just like the rainbows. Yeah, I really just like the rainbows, I'm not really sure why. And I also like watching the Just Ducky tours go past. There are these tours of Pittsburgh that take place on the river and in the streets, and those are fun. It also makes me think of how essential ducks are to our city. See, for the most part, they're just kind of annoyingly lazing by the river and sometimes interfering with humans, but I don't know. They're actually quite friendly. Well, if you don't get too close to them, at least. Yeah, the ducks actually aren't so friendly. But sometimes they get close to people, and they even, don't hurt us sometimes as well. I noticed something was weird when the ducks started gathering at the park. And more importantly, when they started getting very, very close to people. They were trying to lead us to something important, something big. Now, I can't speak duck, but they were leading us to what I assumed to be as their leader. He was gigantic, enormous, impossibly large, really. And it was so mesmerizing. He didn't speak verbally, but he drew everyone in somehow, and he made us do as he wished. He couldn't speak, so he announced his presence in different ways. Somehow he made us all take sacrificial selfies to announce his presence. Nobody really wanted these pictures on their Instagram, but to not do it would be treasonous almost. Everyone took their picture. Everyone went to the duck and gathered there. They stared, they watched the duck stare back at them. Worse than the abyss, his eyes. They did not release you, but they always stared back. The abyss releases you, at least. But why did they like them so much? All he is a giant toy. Why was he so powerful over not just the children, but the adults? The adults were more interested in this than the kids, and why? Why do we like the size? Why do we gather around something only because it's large? It's not special because it's large, or is it? Is it more powerful? Is it better than what we already have? What makes this so important? What makes him so important to all of these people? It should be arbitrary, but somehow he has power over all of them. I don't know what's going to happen next. The Great Yellow One has departed momentarily. He's left Pittsburgh. He may not come back. We may be released from his power forever.